Wow, wow, wow. What a way to kickstart the show. That was great, wasn't it?
Amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you to the Blackouts for this incredible performance, and a special thank you to producers Giorgio Townford and Sesko for the fantastic musical accompaniment.
So creative, so
Incredible.
colorful. Loved it. Hello and welcome, everyone. Fantastic for us to be here with you tonight for the 2026-27 UEFA Nations League draw in Brussels. This competition, of course, may be young, but it has already become a vital part of European football's international calendar, providing more meaningful, more competitive, and of course, more exciting matches as well for every single national team.
Now, the previous 4 editions have created countless unforgettable memories, and we're in for plenty more excitement when the action begins later this year. This season's competition will kick off in September, with the league phase set to be completed by mid-November.
You're right, Seema. Quarterfinals and promotion and relegation playoffs will be played in March 2027, before the finals are completed later that year in June, some 16 months from now. A long road, of course, ahead of us, with plenty of twists and turns along the way.
No doubt. Well, last summer, it was Portugal celebrating, and you, Pedro, as well, as they secured their second UEFA Nations League title after beating neighbours Spain on penalties in that pulsating final.
I remember it well. Let's recap the best of the action from the previous campaign.
It is a gorgeous setting. A perfect night for football. A night where every single ticket is taken in the 4th UEFA Nations League competition. And we are ready for the off. Fantastico di Di Marco!
Decent strike, brilliant hit! Out in place, looking for a hat-trick! Oh! What a way to do it!
He is an all-time great.
Victor Gyökeres gör hat-trick!
Rullar vidare, pang! Ah, ah!
Greece have their first ever goal at Wembley. It is happening for San Marino. This is breathtaking from Wales. A true blockbuster, this new quarter-final stage of the UEFA Nations League.
Und da ist Kleindienst! Dafür ist er da!
We are now down to the last 4.
Nico Pedrito!
Nations League final that has all the ingredients to be an Iberian epic.
Monument, está na área, vai tirar o gol! Pedri para a Espanha, Pedro Oyarzabal, Gol! Vai dar área! Cruzamento a bola!
We will have a penalty shootout to decide who takes home the trophy. The first team to win this competition twice. Portugal are the Nations League winners for 2025.
Some incredible moments for Portugal there, hey? Well, congratulations once again to Portugal on that victory last summer. Truly deserving champions after a roller coaster ride through that Final 4 in Germany.
Now the dust has settled. It's time now to look ahead to what's next with 4 special guests from across Europe, ready and waiting to help us through this evening's draw.
They certainly are. Now, first up is a former Belgium international who is no stranger to the big stage, a veteran of 2 World Cups and a home UEFA Euro in 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Mbo Mpenza.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Mbo, great to see you. Bienvenue. Fantastic to have you here on stage with us. Of course, you grew up playing football in Belgium. So what memories do you have from your youth and aspiring to become a national team player?
Oui, bonjour, merci en tout cas de m'avoir invité. Alors pour moi, la chose la plus belle, c'est que je suis arrivé en Belgique, j'avais 3 mois. Donc j'ai eu la chance de pouvoir participer, de jouer avec les Diables Rouges. Donc pour moi, c'est une des plus grandes fiertés, en sachant qu'avec mon frère, on est les premiers joueurs de couleur à avoir joué avec les Diables Rouges.
So I'll quickly translate for Mbo. Of course, he came here to Belgium from Congo when he was 3 months old, and he grew up playing here, and he was so proud to represent the Red Devils, and also very happy that he and his brother were the first black players to represent the Belgian national team.
And he, of course, had that fantastic career with Belgium. But just how much would you have loved to have competed in the UEFA Nations League against some of the top sides in Europe?
Mais maintenant, malheureusement, je suis un peu trop vieux, donc j'ai pas pu jouer cette compétition. Mais quand on voit les images et quand on voit la ferveur qu'il y a autour de cette compétition, j'aurais vraiment voulu la jouer.
Yeah, Mbo saying that unfortunately he's a little old now to play in this competition, but when he sees some of the highlights and some of the action, he's sure he would have been so happy to participate.
Thank you. Thank you for the translation, by the way, as well,
You're
Pedro.
welcome. All right, so Mbo, thank you so much. We're going to take our position behind the draw desk in just a moment. Before we do so, though, of course, we have to welcome the man who's going to conduct this evening's proceedings, and that is, of course, UEFA's Deputy General Secretary, Giorgio Marchetti. Welcome, Giorgio.
Sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a special welcome to each of the National Association delegations joining us here in this beautiful Brussels. We look ahead to the 5th edition of the competition that in its short history has already given so much to European football. In the UEFA Nations League, every match matters, with the excitement of promotion and the relegation ensuring that the stakes are high from beginning to end, no matter which league we are talking about. In the previous editions, we saw history made as San Marino earned their first ever competitive victory, following it up with an historic promotion to League C. Meanwhile, Greece, Norway, and Turkey will all debut in League A this time around, thanks to their impressive performances during the last edition. Promotion and relegation playoffs and quarterfinals only added to the drama. The last 8 provided 4 classic ties, which gave us 31 goals and 2 penalty shootouts. All that, of course, before we reached the finals, which were a true festival of football that showcased the best teams in Europe going head-to-head for a truly beautiful trophy. Congratulations to Portugal, who last June became the first team to win this competition twice after their shootout victory over previous champions Spain. And on behalf of UEFA, of course, I wish you all the very best of luck. Now, we're almost ready, but before we move on with the draw, let's take a second for the technical procedure.
"54 teams will participate in the 5th edition of the UEFA Nations League. Once again divided into the 4 leagues according to their results in the previous edition. League A will have 4 pots with 4 teams each. League B will also have 4 pots with 4 teams, and the same for League C. League D has 1 pot with 4 teams and a second pot with 2 teams. The draw is done league after league, starting with League D, followed by Leagues C, B and A. Within each league, the draw will start from the highest pot to the lowest pot. The draw starts with League D. Teams are allocated to the groups in ascending order from groups 1 to 2. The first team is drawn out of pot 1 and the team assigned to group D1. The second team of pot 1 is drawn and assigned to group D2. The third team drawn out of pot 1 is assigned to D1, and the fourth and remaining team of that pot goes to D2. The draw continues with the second pot, assigning the first drawn team to D1 and the second and remaining team drawn to D2. The draw for League C starts with pot 1 containing 4 teams. The drawn teams are assigned to groups C1 to C4 in ascending order, such that each group will contain 1 team of pot 1. The draw continues with pot 2, 3 and 4. Following the same procedure, every pot will be emptied before proceeding to the next pot, and every group will be composed of 1 team from each pot. The draws for Leagues B and A follow the same procedure as League C. If conditions apply, the computer used to assist with the draw will place the team drawn in the first available group in alphabetical order. The computer calculations will need to anticipate all possible scenarios to prevent any deadlock situation. Bosnia and Herzegovina and Kosovo cannot be drawn into the same group in League B. A maximum of 2 countries with an increased risk of severe winter conditions can be drawn into the same group. This condition only applies to League C. Further, in League C, 5 pairings fall under the excessive travel restrictions, and only 1 such pair can be drawn into the group. After the draw, the UEFA administration will establish the fixtures for each group. There are no changes to the format compared to the last UNL edition. The league phase will be played over 6 match days. The first 4 match days take place consecutively in September to October 2026, and the final 2 match days in November 2026. The League A group winners and runners-up will continue the competition in the quarter-finals in March 2027, and the winner crowned at the finals in June 2027. The group winners of Leagues B, C and D will be promoted to a higher league for the next UNL edition, while the 4th-ranked teams of Leagues A and B and the 2 lowest-ranked 4th-ranked teams of League C will be relegated. As for the previous edition, additional promotion and relegation playoffs take place between all leagues in either March 2027 or 2028.
Well, the stage is set. Let's get straight to it. We begin this evening's draw with League D, which will feature 6 teams. So let's find out who they are.
Those are the teams in League D, and they're split up into 2 pots as follows. We've got in pot 1 Azerbaijan, Lithuania, and then either Gibraltar or Latvia, and Malta or Luxembourg, depending on the outcome of the 2024-25 League C playoffs that will be taking place in March. Pot 2 contains Liechtenstein and Andorra. Giorgio, it's exciting stuff, ready to kick off the draw.
Of course, Pedro, thank you very much. And I think that nobody wants to leave, so I would kindly ask our friend and legend Bo to start the draw, kick off with League D. Just shuffle the balls and deliver the teams one after the other. So the first team drawn will take position in Group D1.
Gibraltar or Latvia?
So that's a team which we don't know yet because it will come out of the playoffs taking place in March. So it will be one between Gibraltar or Latvia, Group D1. And now we see which team is drawn to captain Group D2.
Lithuania.
And that's the team of Lithuania. So Lithuania is in Group D2. Now there are two more teams in this spot. The first one, we're back to Group D1.
Malta or Luxembourg?
So Group D1 now is a bit mysterious today because also here we don't know exactly. It will be either Malta or Luxembourg. And the last team of pot 1 is now going to be allocated to Group D2.
Azerbaijan.
And that's the team of Azerbaijan with Lithuania in D2. So we've done pot 1. Now we have to please shuffle pot number 2. We have only 2 teams here. The first team drawn will join Group D1.
Andorra.
Andorra, the last team in this group with Gibraltar or Latvia, Malta or Luxembourg and Andorra, and only one team before we can declare Group League D complete.
Liechtenstein.
And Liechtenstein will take on Lithuania and Azerbaijan in D2.
Thank you very much to Embo. Thank you very much to Giorgio. Beautifully done. So let's now recap how the teams will line up. So in Group D1, we will have Gibraltar or Latvia, Malta or Luxembourg, and Andorra. And Group D2 will feature Lithuania, Azerbaijan, and Liechtenstein.
That's right. The work in League D is done. Thank you so much, Mbo Mpenza, for helping us here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mbo Mpenza.
Thank you.
Right. Moving swiftly on, it's time to take a look at the teams making up League C.
So there you have it. Those are the teams in League C. Now it's time to introduce our next guest. Please welcome to the stage a former striker who scored goals all across Europe and was part of Spain's dominant 2010 World Cup and Euro 2012 victories. It's Fernando Llorente. Bienvenido.
Thank you. Gracias.
Fernando, it is so lovely to have you with us. Now, back-to-back finals for Spain. You won the Nations League in 2023, got to the final last year. You, of course, won the Euros in 2024. What makes this generation of Spanish stars just so special?
Oh, it's amazing. I enjoy a lot with this new generation of players. The quality is amazing, but I think the key is the manager, no? Luis de la Fuente is doing a great job, and his staff. They built a team with the spirit and unity, bringing out the quality of each individual player.
And it's clear to see that the quality keeps coming, and Spain is always contending for the title, right? But if I had to ask you what other teams are the main challengers for Spain in the next edition of the Nations League, who would you pick?
In this kind of tournament, I think every national team is very tough, no? But I think the favorites are Portugal, France, Germany, England, Croatia.
A lot of the teams.
A lot
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what? The competition is so fierce, isn't it? Well, thank you very much. If we
Welcome.
now
Okay.
make our way behind the desk as we continue with our draw, after you, Fernando, and we begin with a recap of the four League C pots. So in pot 1, we have Iceland, Albania, Montenegro, and Kazakhstan. Pot 2 features Finland, Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Armenia.
In pot 3, we find Belarus, Faroe Islands, Cyprus, and Estonia. And finally, pot 4 features Latvia or Gibraltar, Luxembourg or Malta, Moldova, and San Marino. A reminder, of course, that a couple of those positions in pot 4 are dependent upon League C playoff matches to come in March. So, Giorgio, with that, back over to you and Fernando.
Thank you very much, Pedro. And again, I think that nobody wants to wait, so I have to ask now Fernando to start the draw. As you've seen, we start always with pot 1, and pot 1 is the first to your right. So please shuffle the balls, and we go.
Perfect.
First team of League C.
Albania.
So the first team of League C is the team of Albania, who were group winners in their last participation, which happened in 2020-21. And of course, Albania goes to Group C1. Let's see the next one.
Montenegro.
This time it is the team of Montenegro. So Montenegro is allocated to Group C2, and we continue the same pot. Yes, please. Montenegro also won the group in their last League C participation in 2020-21.
Kazakhstan.
Now we continue with Kazakhstan, which is joining Group C3, and after Kazakhstan, only one team remains in the pot. We will see the name in a second.
Iceland.
Which is, of course, the name of Iceland, and Iceland is the top-seeded team of this league in Group C4. With this, we can move on, and the next pot is pot number 3, so you can continue, please. Group 1.
Finland.
So Finland is joining Albania in Group C1. Finland have an interesting record. They only drew 2 matches out of 24 Nations League they played, so it's a record together with Belgium. So they don't like draws, but we see what they will do in Group C1 this time.
Armenia.
Armenia for Group C2 together with Montenegro. So we have Montenegro and Armenia here. We are ready for C3. Where we've drawn Kazakhstan.
Slovakia.
And Kazakhstan will find Slovakia in their third successive League C participation. In this group, we want to finish now this second line of the groups with the opponents of Iceland.
Bulgaria.
And this is Bulgaria, which is joining Group C4 and finding Iceland there. We continue with pot number 3.
Belarus.
Now we have Belarus. Belarus follows Albania and Finland, and they are allocated to Group C1. Again.
Cyprus.
Cyprus is allocated now to Group C2, where they find Montenegro and Armenia. We go ahead. I remind you that League C is accumulating a number of conditions between winter venues and excessive travel distance, so at some point the computer may tell us which group is needed for a team. But
Faroe Islands.
This has not been the case so far, and it's not the case here. So Faroe Islands can join Group C3 together with Kazakhstan and Slovakia.
Estonia.
And to finish also this third pot, we have Estonia now. Estonia will find Iceland and Bulgaria in C4. Only one small part of your job, Fernando. Thank you very much. Pot 4.
San Marino.
The first team drawn in pot 4 is San Marino. San Marino can be allocated to Group C1, which is now fully completed with Albania, Finland, Belarus, and San Marino. Very first time for San Marino in League C, thanks to their historic promotion.
Latvia or Gibraltar?
Now it's the winner of the playoff between Latvia and Gibraltar, League C, League D playoff. Latvia or Gibraltar will have to face Montenegro, Armenia, and Cyprus in Group C2.
Moldova.
Moldova now, and Moldova is going to Group C3 together with Kazakhstan, Slovakia, and Faroe Islands. We have only one team left.
Luxembourg or Malta?
So the winners of the playoff between Luxembourg or Malta will have to play against Iceland, Bulgaria, and Estonia in Group C4. I thank Fernando for kind assistance, and League C is complete.
Absolutely. Nicely done, gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. So there we go for League C. Shall we have another look at Group C1 to begin with, featuring Albania, Finland, Belarus, and San Marino. Group C2 consists of Montenegro, Armenia, Cyprus, Latvia, or Gibraltar.
Moving on to Group C3, we've got Kazakhstan, Slovakia, Faroe Islands, and Moldova. And in C4, it's Iceland, Bulgaria, Estonia, and Luxembourg or Malta.
Fernando, thank you very much for joining us. Please give it up for Fernando Llorente.
We are now halfway through the draw with 2 more leagues to go. Let's take a quick look at the teams in League B.
Well, joining us now to draw the teams in League B is a star who dominated the French midfield during a glittering career that saw him become a world and European champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Patrick Vieira.
Salud, Patrick. Great to have you here. Of course, you're back in Belgium, and it's a special country for you. Back in UEFA Euro 2000, you were here, one of the co-hosts for that Euro, which, of course, France won. What memories do you have from that tournament and from that victory?
Some really good memories. I'm really sorry, Giorgio, to mention that, but one of the best moments was lifting the trophies, the final against Italy, and always remember the golden goal from David Trezeguet.
I'm sure Giorgio remembers that as well. France has continued that impressive record of reaching finals and winning trophies, and you've done that yourself many times. What makes the Nations League such an important competition for international football?
I think it takes away some friendly games. I think as a player, you always want to be competitive. You want to play games that mean something. And I think you just have to look at the final from the last edition and between Spain and Portugal. And you see how the Portuguese national team celebrate that victories. It means a lot. It's still a really young competition, but already really important.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Patrick, of course, you're a coach now, and we're going to have a little bit of a tactical shift here on stage. Yeah. Hope you're ready for that. We're going to join Giorgio behind the desk, okay?
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
We are ready for the next phase of the UEFA Nations League draw, and of course, it's League B. Before we continue, let's take a quick reminder of the League B pots. Pot 1 is featuring Scotland, Hungary, Poland, and Israel. In Pot 2, we've got Switzerland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Austria, and Ukraine.
In Pot 3, we have Slovenia, Georgia, Republic of Ireland, and Romania. And finally, Pot 4 contains Sweden, North Macedonia, Northern Ireland, and Kosovo. So, Giorgio, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sima. So the tension is growing, so without hesitation, we go ahead. Patrick, you are not nice to me, but you are too big for me to fight, and I need
Let's
you.
go.
This is most important. So please start with pot number 1.
Difficult one already. Scotland.
Scotland, the first team drawn by Patrick, which were group winners in their last League B participation. And Scotland, of course, goes to the first group available, which is B1.
Hungary.
And Hungary is the second team drawn. Hungary, of course, joins group B2. Third team. For group B3.
Israel.
That's the team of Israel. So Israel is allocated to group 3 in League B. And only one team needs to fill the first line.
Poland.
Which is, of course, the team of Poland, their first participation outside League A. Okay, so we have the first team set of seeds of League B, and now we want to see who plays who in the various groups. So the first team is the opponent of Scotland in B1.
Switzerland.
So Switzerland, another team which has never competed in outside of League A. Switzerland is joining Scotland in Group B1.
Ukraine.
So Ukraine, second group for Ukraine, Group B2. And where there is Hungary already, and the third team for Group B3.
Austria.
That's the team of Austria, so Israel and Austria are the first two teams known for Group B3, and now the last team of pot 2 for the Group 4.
Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Which is, of course, the team of Bosnia and Herzegovina, together with Poland in this group. Now we are halfway through the league. We start pot number 3, and we are back to Group B1.
Slovenia.
Slovenia, so only teams starting with the S are allowed in this group. Scotland, Switzerland, and now Slovenia.
Georgia.
Georgia is drawn now, and Georgia will join Hungary and Ukraine in Group B2. Georgia, which has an overall goal difference of 32, positive goal difference of 32 goals across all their participations, which is an amazing record. They are tied only together, the title holders of Portugal.
Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland, the third team drawn in Group B3, where they find Israel and Austria, and only one is left for B4.
Romania.
This is Romania. So Romania, Group B4, together with Poland and Bosnia-Herzegovina. Last effort, Patrick. Pot 4. We'll start with Group 1.
North Macedonia.
North Macedonia is the last team in Group B1 with Scotland, Switzerland, and Slovenia.
Northern Ireland.
Now we have Northern Ireland joining the teams of Hungary, Ukraine, and Georgia in Group B2.
Sweden.
Now Sweden is drawn, but as announced, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Kosovo cannot play in the same group, so Sweden is allocated to Group B4, where they find Poland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Romania.
Kosovo.
And finally, of course, we have Kosovo together with Israel, Austria, Republic of Ireland. That's all for League B.
All right, the 16 teams from League B have been drawn. Let's take a look at the results, starting with Group B1. That features Scotland, Switzerland, Slovenia, and North Macedonia. In Group B2, it's Hungary, Ukraine, Georgia, and Northern Ireland.
Group B3 features Israel, Austria, Republic of Ireland, and Kosovo. And B4 features Poland, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Romania, and Sweden.
That's right, that's the lineup. We'd like to thank Patrick Vieira, of course, for your stellar performance on stage. Show your appreciation, please, for Patrick Vieira.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Pedro, not long left to go now, with just 16 League A teams waiting to find out who they will meet. So let's see who they are. So there we go. These are the top-ranked teams making up League A in the 2026-27 UEFA Nations League. Now, to help us conclude the draw, please welcome to the stage a UEFA Euro and UEFA Nations League champion, not to mention a three-time UEFA Champions League winner. Please give a very warm welcome to Portugal legend Pepe.
Boa tarde, Pep. Great to talk to you about the UEFA Nations League. Of course, tournament Portugal has won twice. I want to ask you about the latest edition. How did you follow the national team's performances, and how much momentum does winning this trophy give for the next edition?
Olá, boa tarde a todos. Para Portugal, sempre encarou essa competição com muita seriedade desde a primeira edição, e assim espero que continue sendo, porque é uma competição que já temos duas, e Portugal é um sério candidato, podemos dizer favorito a ganhar a terceira. E para o futuro, como pegando um pouco a palavra do nosso mister, estamos aí uma competição também muito próxima e as pessoas têm muita euforia do que é a seleção portuguesa nesse momento. Nós somos um forte candidato, mas não somos favorito. Por isso, eu acredito que Portugal vai encarar sempre essa competição, como todas as outras. Vamos entrar sempre com a paixão e a humildade que caracteriza o nosso povo para poder conquistar muitos títulos.
I'll try to summarize a little bit. Of course, Portugal has always taken this competition very, very seriously. That's why they've won it twice. He considers Portugal to be a favorite for the next edition. There's another big tournament coming up this year. He says Portugal's maybe not favorite, but definitely one of the contenders there, and always hoping to play at the highest level to give fans, obviously, happy memories. Pep, let's go back to the 2019 edition, which of course you won, the first edition. What memories do you have of that tournament in the Final Four in Porto?
Sentimento de poder levantar o primeiro troféu em Portugal, perante os nossos adeptos, organizando também uma Final Four na cidade do Porto. Acho que foi gratificante não só para nós jogadores, mas para o nosso povo também.
It was very gratifying to win this trophy in front of the home supporters, especially the first edition. So very proud of that accomplishment.
Well, thank you very much, Pep, for sharing your story. Let's get our steps in, shall we?
Let's
take a walk back behind the desk as we continue with the draw. Now, remember, these are the top-ranked teams in the competition. So, Pot 1, we have the final four from the 2024-25 edition: Portugal, Spain, France and Germany. And in Pot 2, we have Italy, Netherlands, Denmark and Croatia.
Let's move on to Pot 3, where we find Serbia, Belgium, England and Norway. And in Pot 4, it's Wales, Czechia, Greece and Turkey. So, Giorgio, for the final time this evening, over to you.
Yes. Now we have the best 16 teams in Europe, and one of these 16 teams will win the Nations League. So, Pepe, I kindly ask you to start with pot number 1, with the top 4 seeds, the teams which played the finals in Germany in June 2025.
France.
We start with France, winners in 21. Third place in 25, France goes to A1.
Germany.
Germany is the second drawn and, of course, is assigned to Group A2, fourth place in 2025. Best results of Germany. They scored 18 goals, the most of League A in their campaign in 2024 and 25.
Spain.
Spain now, the runners-up of Spain, 3 finals in 4 editions, winners in 2023. Spain goes to A3, and we guess that the title holders are for the last group.
Portugal.
Yes, the team of Portugal, very dear to the heart of Pepe, goes to Group A4. And now we continue because now we will see some interesting pairings, and we continue with pot 2.
Okay.
Please. Group A1.
Italy.
France finds Italy in Group A1, third place twice for Italy in 23 and 21. And we want to see now who will challenge Germany in Group A2.
Netherlands.
Germany is challenged by the Netherlands, which never finished lower than second in a League A group. So Germany versus Netherlands in A2. Who comes for Spain?
Croatia.
Spain, Croatia. So the remake of the 2023 final will be played in Group A3 again. And we can just reveal now who will go to take on Portugal.
Denmark.
Portugal versus Denmark, which was one of the quarterfinals of the last edition. And with this, we have 50% of the composition of the groups known. We kick off now pot number 3, and we are going back to Group A1. Someone here will take on France and Italy.
Belgium.
France, Italy, and Belgium. Belgium, League A in all 4 editions, 4th place in 2021, playing against France and Italy. Group A2.
Serbia.
And in Group A2 we have Serbia. Serbia for Germany and Netherlands now makes this group quite interesting. Let's see. For Group A3, where we have already Spain and Croatia.
England.
Spain, Croatia, England, very, very interesting group. This one as well, very competitive. All are competitive, by the way. I couldn't find one which is not.
Norway.
And Norway. I'm not sure that Portugal and Denmark will like Norway, which is a team which made the full points in the qualifiers, scoring 37 goals. Good luck to Portugal and Denmark facing Norway in this group. So we are now very close to finishing the operations. We need to know the last team for all the groups. So for Group A1 first. Turkey, France, Italy, and Belgium are the other teams, and this is Group A1. First time in League A for Turkey. Greece is now completing Group A2, where they find Germany, Netherlands, and Serbia. So we go ahead. Group A3. Czechia goes with Group A3, Spain, Croatia, England, and Czechia. Sorry, I would like to say that in the graphics I see Greece in Group A2, but we have drawn Turkey, so it's just the graphics which is wrong. But we can proceed. Sorry, it was nothing wrong, it was correct. It was Greece. It was my mistake. Wales is the final team, and the final team for Group A4 for Portugal, Denmark, and Norway. That's all also for League A, and that's all for the Nations League.
Beautifully done. Can we have a round of applause once again?
I think Pep really enjoyed that.
I think he did well. Well, thank you. And that is quite the draw in League A with some fantastic matches to look forward to later this year. No easy games anywhere you look, hey?
No way. Star-studded lineup. Let's go with Group A1 first. It's got France, Italy, Belgium, and Turkey. In Group A2, it's Germany, Netherlands, Serbia, and Greece.
Group A3, Spain, Croatia, England, and Czechia. And finally, Group A4 features Portugal, Denmark, Norway, and Wales.
Our thanks to Pep, of course, and that's going to bring us to the end of tonight's draw here in Brussels. We'll need to be a little bit patient, right, with the action kicking off only in September, but there's plenty to look forward to, not forgetting, of course, those important playoff matches to come in March. Good luck to everyone involved.
And our thanks to, of course, Giorgio for being amazing as always. Pep, once again, thank you for your company. And to all of our special guests this evening, thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of you in the room as well. I hope you've had fun, and it's good night from us.
Good night. See you again soon.